one of science. I haven't quite set up how I wanted to because I forgot last night, and I'm a bit limited of what I can actually leave out for her because she can't be trusted with certain things like the magnets or the marbles. She still puts things in her mouth, so there's not going to be an awful lot of shelf work unless it's sheet based. So Daddy has shown you magnets, hasn't he? So he showed you a red end and a blue end, didn't he? So if we put the blue end to the red end, does it snap together or does it repel apart?
Repel apart.
No, the red and the blue. Different colours, Babs.
Repel.
Attracts.
Attracts.
So north and south attract. But if we try and put the two red ends together, what do they do?
They don't make it.
No, they repel. And if we try and put the two blue ones together, they push each other away. So Daddy's taking her out today in a bit. So I'm going to try and get a quick experiment in with her. So I'm going to show her her science book in a minute after breakfast.
What's the science book?
Get her to make her predictions, and then we're going to test some magnets through some materials. And we'll let you know how it gets on. Okay, what we have, Babby, is we have our list of items that we're going to guess whether, before we test them, we're going to use what's called the scientific method. So we're going to predict what's going to happen, okay? So all of these objects are drawn here. And you're going to put a tick next to the ones you think the magnets will stick to, and a cross next to the ones you don't think they'll stick to. So the metal spoon, do you think the magnet will stick or won't stick? You reckon it will? So we need to put a tick. Put a tick next to the metal spoon, Bab. Rosie's ticks aren't ticks yet. What about the wooden spoon? Do you reckon it'll stick to the wooden spoon? No, so you need to put an X next to the wooden spoon. Put a line through it, baby, as well. Otherwise it's not an X. And your ticks and your X's will look exactly so. At least we know that's an X now. What about the stairgate? Do you reckon the stairgate's magnetic? Yeah, so a tick. And we're just going to do this, and then we're going to do the experiment, and then we're going to... So we'll catch up with you again. So now we've done all our predictions, now we're testing. So Rosie, take the magnet. Make sure you try both ends. Does it stick to the spoon? So turn the spoon upside down, and if it sticks to it...
No.
Okay, it's got to hold it, Bab. So yeah, the spoon's magnetic, so we were right. So we can put a tick next to our metal spoon, and we were right. We got ticks and ticks. What about the wooden spoon? Try the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
So this is how we're going to do all of these pages like this. Same with, does it work through the baking tray? Does it work through the paper? Does it stick?
No.
No, so we were right. So we're just going to keep doing it. Okay, so we've just been doing the experiment where how close can we get before it attracts. So our magnets aren't very strong, so we've got to get pretty close. But we've just been doing that. Can we make our magnets dance? So how close before it pushes it away?
I want to do a bit.
How close before it pushes it away? Rosie's been laughing at this. Like he's going, no, don't talk to me. No, don't talk to me. Go away. Go away. So Rosie's going to have a go now. Can you remember what it's called? If it pushes it away, what's it called? Well, you're attracting at the moment because you got to do the same colours to repel, Bab.
We can do three. What about we try three?
Does Rosie want to see something cool about magnets?
Yeah.
Right, can I borrow a magnet, Mum?
What?
That there, magnet.
No, this one.
Oh, so it picks up that,
It
right?
picked up the coin, Bab. It must be magnetic.
Right. But, so that's the magnet there.
We didn't think to do coins on our sheet, did we?
This.
What about Daddy's drill bit?
The drill bit. Do you think that'll pick it up? But what's cool about magnets is...
Rosie, watch Daddy. Rosie, watch what Daddy's doing.
I can talk to you.
Rosie, there.
I can talk to you.
Realities of homeschooling. Rosie, watch what Daddy's doing. Daddy's showing you something cool.
No.
Daddy's rubbing the magnet. Oh, it still didn't work.
In theory, though, Babs.
It's supposed to transfer some of its magnetic power. I think you're a bit little to completely understand exactly how they work, but you can see that they attract and they repel.
No, come to me. No.
We'll look into it deeper when you're a bit older.
Not strong enough, Babs.
So as I've said in other videos, my priority with Rosie is if it's sunny, we get out. Doesn't matter where it is, we go out. So Daddy was supposed to take her out this morning, but she kind of really wanted me to come. So We took her down to the park, we took her to the museum, because it's a nice topic for science as well, so she got to see like different things about the world. She got to use a magnifying glass and a microscope, which we don't have at home. She got to look at lots of fossils and rocks and poos, solidified poos and whatnot. She was looking at her own finger here, inspecting her fingernails, so she really, really enjoyed that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good start to science this week. And, of course, we found a busker and she had to dance. But I didn't have this phone on me, so I couldn't film it. I hope you enjoyed our first day of science. If we have enough each day, we will post each day. Otherwise, we'll do every other day. Probably Tuesday now because she is in Kilcharf on Monday, so we won't get a lot done tomorrow. She didn't play with her trains today because we ran out of time. But as I said earlier, it doesn't matter what topic we're doing. My main priority, if it's sunny out, is to get her out, moving, fresh air, exercise. We can learn as we go. We can find things out and about. Science is everywhere anyway, so that's the great thing. So the magnets we mainly did this morning, but we also did what it worked through. So we had a piece of card, a piece of paper, we tried through the cushions, we tried through a blanket, we tried through clothing and different things like that to see if the magnets would be pulled along. So she's really enjoyed doing that. Just be careful if your child's young, because they're very dangerous if they swallow them. Yes, but that's day one for us. If you're enjoying our Science Peek, please give us a big thumbs up, like and subscribe. And for today, it's ta-ta from me and ta-ta from the Rosie Bear.